Hey, what is up, guys? It's Play Gaming for Fun, and I can just hear your groans right now. Oh, another Black Ops 2 video, and I can just feel the back button being hit and you closing this video, but really I actually can't because I'm not the NSA, but that's a whole different story. But anyways, we are doing, yes, another Black Ops 2 video, and Black Ops 2 is, as I've said many times, it's pretty much over now. I mean, I still have a few gameplays I'd like to use somehow, but what we're going to talk about today is what made Black Ops 2 be great. Like, what defined Black Ops 2? And I know you can go and say Black Ops 2 is just Black Ops 1 resold to you again in a different package, and that's what some people will say. But going into Call of Duty Ghosts, there are some things out of Black Ops 2 that they're going to want to keep. Now, not everything in Black Ops 2 is something that was new, something that was original. A lot of the stuff we'd seen before, because I don't know if Call of Duty Ghosts is really going to be like a flagship game, like a new level of things, like something that everything is worked off of, like Call of Duty 4 was. Because Call of Duty 4 was like what made Call of Duty what it is today. Like every Call of Duty game since Call of Duty 4 has been based off of Call of Duty 4. Prior to Call of Duty 4, like Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, they weren't really at all like Call of Duty 4. Maybe that was partially because of the lack of vastly available multiplayer like that you didn't have on the PS2 as you did on the Xbox with Call of Duty 4. But I think that there were some great things with Black Ops 2. Now, graphically, obviously, there wasn't much of an improvement, and I predict that Infinity Ward can make a better graphic game than Treyarch, but I do think now we have to take out zombies, pretend that zombies don't exist, because we know that zombies aren't going to end up in Call of Duty Ghosts now. So based only upon the campaign and multiplayer, first of all, maybe I should talk about my complaints about Black Ops 2. My complaints are the campaign completely sucks. But you know, I've never been a fan of Treyarch campaigns. Honestly, but Infinity Ward campaigns, I have been a huge fan of. I think the Modern Warfare series is great. I know I've said that before, and I expect great things out of Call of Duty Ghosts campaign, but Black Ops 2's campaign was so second-rate to the multiplayers and zombies, it wasn't even funny. The thing was a glitchy mess. It was, in my opinion, useless and unplayable. Now, they tried to incorporate this whole, like, choose-your-own-adventure kind of thing, but you'd get much more fun out of choosing your own adventure in a book that's a choose-your-own-adventure book than you'd ever get out of Black Ops 2. The campaign was useless. So let's pretend that doesn't exist either, because that's useless. So in terms of multiplayer, which is the thing that they always seem to spend the most amount of time on, the multiplayer I think improved quite a bit with Call of Duty Black Ops 2, because the Pick 10 system put a whole new edge on the strategy and everything in the game, and in my opinion, made things a lot simpler. I felt like with all the other games prior, the screen setup of how you added attachments and whatnot was way overly complicated, and by the time I had added attachments to a primary weapon and went through 3-4 screens just to do that, and change the camo on and everything, I'd forgot what I even put as the first attachment on my first weapon, and I was already on to editing my second weapon. It took way too long and was way too complex. They put you through way too many screens, whereas I think the Black Ops 2 one was much more laid out. I did like the leveling of guns. I know some people didn't like how you leveled up guns, but it made a lot more sense to level up a gun than to unlock challenges or something to level up the gun or unlock more stuff on the gun. So I think that, you know, the whole leveling up guns, the Pick 10 system, those were great systems. Now, as far as game modes went, I see a lot of great game modes as being possibilities in Call of Duty Ghosts, because they've advertised, you know, they got all these new game modes. Of course, these game modes that are new in Call of Duty Ghosts are game modes that really don't make an attempt at being like a realistic game mode. Like, they're more like party games, which I guess a lot of people do play party games. I'm not a fan of the party games myself, but in Black Ops 2 I felt like all they did was lose game modes. I mean, they took out all sorts of different hardcore modes. I've never been a real fan of hardcore modes, but they took out a lot of hardcore modes and upset a lot of people with that. So if they would put those back in, maybe get some community playlists going, as Infinity Ward has done a lot, I would trust Infinity Ward's multiplayer decisions over anything Treyarch does. So I think there'll be a huge improvement. I'm hoping they keep the Pick 10 system around and some of the various other things that they added in terms of multiplayer as far as attachments, tactical stuff, and that goes. I mean, some of the guns and stuff you don't see roll over, like the MP7 you'll inevitably probably see, but some other things you may not see at a consistent basis between all the games, which is a little bit disappointing, but it's a little bit good to see them add stuff. I'm hoping it'll have more guns as there typically is. And survival, I know a lot of people hate survival, but I love survival in Modern Warfare 3, and I hope that Ghosts incorporates something like survival, you know, where it's not dumb like zombies, where the enemies are unarmed. I mean, how much of a challenge is there fighting unarmed enemies? I'd like fighting enemies, you know, that maybe they're bots, but at least they fight back without just, like, running up at you. You know, it was more fun that way, I thought. But thanks for watching, guys. You know, we might have one more Black Ops 2 video out, but otherwise, things are pretty much over as far as Black Ops 2 goes. But I've said that before. I might be lying. But alright, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and leave what is your opinion the best thing about Black Ops 2. Alright, thanks.